For one more day. Scott here is kind of like doing a retirement thing. He just works when he wants to.
Isn't that kind of nice?
Shows up 3 days a week, and then we've got County Commissioner Bob Scolnik in. He's given us a few minutes this morning. We talked a little bit about the upcoming casino. We talked about you got appointed to a big role with the governor just recently.
You know, I did get appointed to a big role, and I have to tell you that sort of came out of the blue. It didn't come out of the blue. I was invited to apply.
Yep.
And if you read my some of the things I've written about it on Facebook, I had to come up with a resume.
Yep.
They wanted a resume. I don't have a resume.
Yeah.
So I thanks to Michigan Works, and if anybody needs a resume, you're out of work, need your resume either done or updated, that's the place to go. They'll help you do it.
Cool.
So I was appointed by the governor. I was confirmed by the Michigan Senate, believe it or not.
Wow.
I know. It's a big deal.
Was it nerve-wracking?
No, not
No.
so much.
No, I mean, but did you have to go there for like a conference and all that kind of stuff to be interviewed and all that?
I did not.
Oh, that's cool.
But on the other hand, I don't think it pays anything.
No.
If it does, nobody's told me. So.
I'm on the planning commission in Roosevelt Park, and I have yet to see my $20 a meeting.
So I'm
for
not
3 years. Should I charge them interest?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's get on that for a minute, because people think that elected officials are making all this money.
Yeah.
I was on the Norton Shores City Council for over 10 years.
Yep.
We got paid, the councilmen got paid $600 a year.
Yep.
So it was paid by the month, so $50 a month. I got $43.88 a month for doing that. There was 3 fairly long meetings a month, plus other things.
Yeah.
Plus a lot of other things. And nobody does that for the money.
If you broke that down to an hourly wage, what would it be, like $1.50?
Yeah, well,
You're working for tips.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The first time I ran, and this was in 1991, I think, I spent $5,000 of my own money on the election.
Mm-hmm.
So in those 10 years, I barely got my $5,000 back.
Yep.
And then I had to run 3 more times.
So talk about your new job with the governor. What does it all entail?
All right. I was asked to apply. I did. I did get appointed by the governor. What this commission does is it falls under the Department of Human Services, and it investigates the causes of poverty throughout the state.
Okay.
And then tries to figure out ways to create economic opportunity to raise people's position in life.
And you certainly know what you're doing
well,
there. You've done it for yourself.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I'm hoping I could make a difference. My first meeting is coming up. They sent me a bunch of material, which I've read, and I missed out. They went around the state and had public hearings just to hear what people's problems were. It's just a difficult thing. There's more to getting yourself out of poverty than. It's a very complicated issue.
I think it's a trap.
It is.
You know what? There are people out there that have been stuck in the same situation for generations, and they can't go back to their dad and say, "What did you do to get yourself out of this?" And they don't have somebody to rely on, like a mentor or somebody that can say, there's a different way to do this, and it's better on the other side. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. You're going to have to scratch and claw for a little while.
Well, I think part of it too is education. I mean, we always talk about poverty. Educates poverty, and wealth educates wealth. I mean, Bob, you were talking about how you're good at saving money, and I'm sure that if you talk to people, you try to spread that information around in your kids and family, and that, where if you have somebody who is in poverty and they're not good with saving a dollar,
and not even necessarily not good with saving a dollar, but unable to because of their circumstances. Right. You know what? There are times where you're going to be short every month.
And what are their kids subjected to? What are their kids used to seeing? That's what they see. The kids don't know how to save a dollar. They've never been instructed on how to save a dollar because they've never been in that situation. Yeah. So I think that's part of the problem right there.
I'm still a disappointment to my parents.
Are you?
Winter's here's got his first communion money under his mattress. I, on the other hand,
one of the things, like when I talked about saving money. My parents, I'm 70, so I'm old.
70?
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 70.
Okay.
But my parents, and I remember, and I mean, you don't never forget your parents, lived through the Depression.
Yep.
And that defined my mother in particular, because she was the one who handled the money in the family. I
Yep.
mean, my dad came home and, she got the money and took care of it.
I tried that in my first marriage. Didn't go so good. I learned that lesson the hard way.
That's funny. But anyway, so money was a big deal. I mean, they didn't waste money.
Yeah.
I mean, I still, to this day, I like liver because we ate liver all
Sure.
the time. Nobody eats liver anymore. I don't think. I don't know.
I remember going over to my great grandmother's house because
Yeah.
they came up through the Depression era, and I remember going over there, and she used to have a drawer. It was the left drawer on the left hand side of the sink, and you would open that up, and in there she would have tinfoil that she had used, that cleaned it off, wiped it off, and folded it up into nice little squares, and they would reuse that tinfoil until there was nothing left to use.
Yep.
My mother did the same thing. My mother also took a little square of tinfoil to put the used tea bags on.
Sure.
So she
So they could reuse them.
Reuse the tea bag. One time on a tea bag. That's, if you throw it away then, that's a
And you
terrible.
save the bacon grease and all of that stuff to use again. I mean, people, it wasn't such a disposable society like it is now.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Well,
all true.
You're the right guy for the job. Then you can teach. At least spread the word. At least give them a chance to hear that there is another way other than check to check to check to check, and hopefully you make your payments.
And here's another thing. It isn't for lack of money that the government has spent trillions of dollars trying to fix it by throwing money at it, and that clearly isn't working. I'm not saying that has to end. You can't just stop it, but there's got to be something, a better way.
One of the things that you've got coming up is the Boys and Girls Club coming to Muskegon here.
Exactly.
And you're taking a leadership role in funding and getting the word out and all that kind of stuff, which includes your show this weekend.
Right. And the real reason I'm here is for this show. You know that.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Of course I do. Everybody knows that. Why do you think I invited you? It's like, how am I going to get Bob Scolnik to fall for me coming into my radio show?
No.
This is a good show.
I think I'm going to start a radio station. This is fun. I need this.
Yeah, but you have to get up at 3 a.m. to be here.
Oh, no.
No, he doesn't. He's the owner.
That's right.
No.
Dummies like me have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be here. Talk about the show this weekend at the Froen.
All right. The show this Saturday, I'm bringing in a show called Christmas Time in Ireland. It's a Tony Kenny show. Tony is he's been an icon in Irish music for 20 years or more.
Okay.
He performed at Jury's Irish Cabaret in Dublin. That's really it's sort of like if you go to Hawaii, Don Ho.
Yep.
I mean, Don Ho you'd go to the club where Don Ho.
Tiny bubble.
Yes, exactly. Or you go to Las Vegas, you've got to see Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. That's Tony Kenny.
Okay.
But he's the Irish, not that I like Wayne Newton particularly, I don't, and I'm not sure why anybody likes Wayne Newton, but
It's just what you do.
It's just what you do, right? But Tony Kenny it's a review, it's squeaky clean, it's family friendly. He's got George Casey, who's known as Ireland's King of Blarney. So he's a comedian. He's got the Dublin City Dancers. These are Irish step dance. Everybody likes Irish step dancing.
You ought to see me do it.
And all of the people in that dance group, almost I think all but one, came from Michael Flatley's Lord of the Dance or River Dance group. He's got this Trish O'Brien, who was named Ireland's Recording Artist of the Year 3 years in a row.
Wow.
It's just a really nice show. It's at the Frauenthal, 7:30 Saturday night. Tickets start at $20 and go up to $30. The $35 tickets, the difference between the $20 ticket and the $35 ticket, the $35 ones are the first 4 rows.
Nice.
That's it.
Yep.
So other than that, the fifth row is fine. It's no big deal. It's just a way for me to extract some extra money to help pay for this show.
For and for the Boys and Girls Club.
Right.
You're doing this as kind of a benefit.
This is a benefit. All of the proceeds from this show, the net proceeds, I don't get a penny for this. I do all this. I don't pay. I get no money for this. Zero.
You just want to break even.
Nada.
Yep.
All of the money for this show is going to the new Boys and Girls Club of Muskegon. I'm on the founding board of that club. They've tried to start, when I say they, there's been others that have tried to start a Boys and Girls Club here for years, have not had success.
Right.
This time it's starting. We've advertised for the executive director. They have applications, and we hope to get that person hired by the end of the year. The initial club, we're going to rent space at Nelson's School, and that's where it'll start.
Yep.
We want to get that successful and underway, and then we're hoping to open a second location in Muskegon Heights.
Awesome.
But that might be a year down the road.
That's fine.
The Boys and Girls Club requirement to start a club was to have 3 years of operating funds on hand.
Yep.
$1 million. That's a little more than we needed, but not much. So we needed to raise $1 million to get this thing, to get the rights to be a Boys and Girls Club and to get it going. As of, there hasn't been a meeting for a few weeks, but I know that as of about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were at $600,000.
So it's going to be a reality.
We've got enough money to,
Yep.
we've got asks out there, and there's grant money that we're hoping to get. We may not, but there's other things.
Yeah.
We're expecting other money to come in. Whatever this does, I personally am making a contribution to the Boys and Girls Club, and whatever is raised here is part of that.
Yeah.
So,
like I say, it goes to the solution here in Muskegon.
Andy, the Boys and Girls Club, one of the beauties in that, unlike any other organization in town, it's sort of a drop-in kind of a place. So a kid can go there, and it'll be supervised, and there'll be programs. But if you just want to hang out, you can just go and hang out. If you just want to watch TV, you want to listen to music, you want to play ping pong, you want to play basketball, do something.
Yep.
You want to get into some. You want tutors. They'll have tutors there. There'll be a computer. Actually, at Nelson School, there's a large computer lab they're letting us use.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I know that I was on the board of the Y. They have programs for kids too, but they don't want you to just drop in and hang out there.
Right.
That's not what it's for.
But this is a whole new ball, whole new shooting match.
And it has been proven. I looked at the studies, or at least the statistics. The kids that actively participate in Boys and Girls Club have a much better chance of success down the road, finishing school.
Yep.
And moving on, becoming productive members of our society.
That's what we're after.
So
that's it, Bob.
So I need people to go.
I wish you the best on the show this weekend down there at the Frohenthal.
Is it over?
Well, we've been going for almost an hour here. Good 45 minutes.
Hey, Bob, real quickly, how do people get
half
tickets?
An hour at least.
Tickets are at the Frauenthal. You can buy them at the box office. It's getting kind of late, but if you could go to startickets.com and buy tickets there and put them in the will call. The box office is open from 11 to 5:30, Monday through Friday, and 2 hours before the show. You know what? It'll be a great time. I guarantee you'll have a good time, and you'll be doing something good for Muskegon.
Awesome.
So please support it. And Andy, thank you.
Thanks for coming in, man. I'm glad to. We've had a couple of bump ins here and there on different things over the years. Nothing really constructive, but just to get and sit and hear your story a little bit, it's a great thing. It's something that people should emulate. So,
thank you,
Bob Scolnik. It's this weekend down at the Frohenthal. Make sure you're a part of that great Irish Christmas show, and tell them you heard about. And you know what? We'll put this all up on MuskegonRadio.com with the ticket links and all that stuff too. So stand by. Cheap Trick coming up next right here. Muskegon's 100.9.